I welcome and congratulate Amrita Behura. Amrita Behura has scored 499 out of 500 marks in her CBSE Class 12th exam, with the best of 4 scores being a perfect 100. Wow. With 99.8%, she is the 12th national toppers for 2021. She was a student at Cambridge School, Noida in Commerce stream, and she is awarded with a perfect 100 in mathematics, English, business studies, and economics, and 99 in accountancy. Apart from the studies, she has a keen interest in debating, dancing, and designing, and she has participated in various events. I welcome Amrita, and I hope that this session will be really motivational because our young students and young children are really keen to listen to you and your journey of success. So over to you, Amrita.
Yes. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, Sabrina Auntie. Thank you for inviting me. Okay, to share a few words with everyone who's present here. To begin with, yes, I'm really, really grateful for the marks that I got. But at the same time, I do realize that there is a lot of hard work that goes into getting such marks. You have to put in the hard work, and I don't think there's any substitute for that. I don't think I've ever believed otherwise. And I'm just here to talk to you all today, interact with you all, and if anyone has any questions, they can ask me. And I hope this is an interactive session. I guess that's all.
Do you have any particular suggestions for someone appearing for the boards?
A particular suggestion, interesting. Yes, I think everybody needs to know this because I didn't know this when I was not performing that well, or when I didn't get the marks that I wanted. I felt like this was impossible to do. But I really want everybody to know that if I can do it, everybody can. There have been times where probably I haven't scored as much as I wanted to. But it's literally just that. It's literally the difference then. How much time are you putting to push yourself to try to study more? Or sometimes even take a break. Even that works for you. But just don't give up. Because ultimately your marks will matter to you the most. So yes, just keep trying. So anybody who is a little messed up, who does not have a timetable, I never had a timetable. Everybody scolded me for not having a timetable. But even if you don't have a timetable, it's okay. Just study according to you, study according to your study hours. You'll do great. Just have that faith in yourself. That's all.
Mimansha is asking how much time do you spend in study?
That's exactly what I was trying to answer in the beginning, that I don't really have a specific number of hours. I do try to devote a lot of time because, it's important, but I don't think there's a specific number of hours, so to say. It does vary a lot.
So do you want to say something like, is it ever late? Like if the students are studying for 2 months they have not studied and suddenly they realize, okay, we have to do something great. So is it something that you have to study from day one, or is it like if you are still late and you can be consistent, you can crack it?
Till a certain limit, yes, you can. If you start to begin, if you begin 2 months before your exams, but I would still say that you have to begin starting, say.
No, not 2 months before the exam. I was saying like you have been given a complete year. For 2 months in the starting of the year, you don't do anything, and then after 2 months.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, that does work. I don't see how that doesn't work. You just have to be consistent. For our batch, that was the biggest lesson that we got, right? Because हमारे case में the marks that were considered were from 10th to 12th. So it's literally consistent performance. Even if you haven't studied for the first 2 months, if you really are ready to put in that consistent effort, it will work out for you. So yes, just don't be that late. This works, but probably not a little later, but it will work.
Okay, and tell us something about the importance of pre-boards.
The importance of pre-boards. Okay, so I gave my pre-boards very, very seriously. I remember practicing a lot of question papers. I had this one book of like 15 question papers for each subject that I tried to finish before the pre-board happened. So yeah, I mean, you have to give it you have to give it thinking like it's your board exams, and it'll really just help you when you appear for your actual board exams. So yeah, they're actually very important. Just go for them like you're going for your final boards.
Okay, there is one question. What was your source of motivation to achieve your goal?
My source of motivation to achieve my goal was probably the goal itself, because I guess the end goal kept me motivated, and also the importance that it carried for me. I knew that I wanted to get into SRCC since a really long time. So if these were the marks that were going to decide me getting into it or not, I mean, I had to give my 100%, right? So I think it was the end goal itself.
Okay, so Pranchi is asking something. I think she must come on video and ask herself.
Actually, she's on record. She's recording, so she's having some problem. That's why she's not opening it.
Okay.
Just
So she's asking, how did you manage your studies with the extra things? Like, as we all know, that you are an artist and a great dancer.
Thank you for saying that. Yes, I guess it also helps you. Okay, so what I believe is that any extracurricular activity does help you in your actual studies, because a person can't be studying all the time. Or if you're trying to do that, it won't work, trust me. You need to have something else to sort of rejuvenate whenever you're feeling tired and exhausted. So dancing was always my recreational activity to begin with. I did it when I felt exhausted and tired, and also otherwise sometimes. But like I said, I think most of the evenings in the last year was spent dancing. I also participated in a number of events. And just like I was saying in the beginning, the key is to start as early as possible, because then you won't have that baggage ki shit ye bhi khatam karna hai. So you'll do that already. You'll have done that already, which is why it'll be easier for you to tackle with that problem. So it'll be easier for you to manage different stuff. But always just keep extracurriculars happening for you, because it'll really help you with your actual studies as well.
Okay, so any more questions? Okay, Mimansha is asking, what type of dance do you know?
I have okay, so I have trained in Kathak and Bharatanatyam for a couple of years in both, and so in the lockdown, which is starting like the last year, I also tapped into whacking a bit, which is a form of it's actually a subcategory of jazz. And yes, I think those are probably the only 3 dance forms that I'm aware of as of now.
Only 3? You have dance forms, come on.
Thank you.
Okay, so Pragadita is asking, people sometimes used to speak, just leave smartphones and social medias, etc., and be serious. What is your opinion on this?
It really depends on what works for you. So for me, it didn't work, and I respect the people for whom it did. I did try to do that somewhere in the middle. I was like, okay, I'll not touch my phone. But what happened with everything shifting online was that I got my notes also from my phone. So a lot of it was connected to my phone, and I mean, I felt like I needed that social connection for me to be able to perform better, because with COVID happening anyways, there was a lack of connection with your friends. There was sort of an isolation, staying back at your home. So I felt like I definitely needed that connect with my friends to sort of keep going, to sort of keep me motivated. So I mean, I would never advise that. It really depends on you. But then again, having said that, you can't really misinterpret this into being on your phone 24/7. That does not work. But you'll have to prioritize. But at the same time, really know what works for you. It's different for different people, for sure.
Definitely. True.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Okay, I would like to ask one.
Yes, Mancha.
My question is like in day to day study, you would study every day, obviously. So, are there any like key points? Maybe like people have set study areas, something on those lines that you used to means have a set place to study or a routine, maybe, or something like you would light a candle when you're studying. Did you have something of that sort?
Yeah. I did have a few things which worked for me, like I was saying. I always have studied on. I mean, I study here, literally where I'm sitting right now. Whatever events I have to attend, whatever work I have to do happens here or probably on my study table. These are the only two spaces. Generally, people would advise you to have one, but for me, sometimes my table isn't ready or something. But like, I try to have as limited space as I can have to study. It's basic ergonomics actually. You should study in one particular place. And there's also something that I tried that worked for me was that it may sound silly, but I would generally try to wake up, dress up completely like I was going to school or college, and then begin studying. It sort of gives you that motivation. It feels like you're doing something because when you're sitting at home, no, sometimes you can just feel demotivated and not do something, to not step out of your bed. But I think that really gave me the motivation. It's a silly thing, but it worked for me. And with online studying, I mean, I try to remain as concentrated as I could. So I keep sipping on coffee or water or something that keeps me going. And there's also one more thing, but again, it worked for me. I'm not sure about you. I kept changing my pens. There's this peculiar thing that I do because if I get bored writing with one particular pen, I keep changing them. I mean, it works for me again, but sounds funny if you really talk about it. But having said all of this, I mean, it really depends on what you find for you and what you see working for you. I've been repeatedly saying that because it's different for different people. And yes, but like if I had to share my personal opinion and my personal experiences, that'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What type of drawings you do? There are different types of drawings. You used to do a particular type of drawing or all of them?
I mean, I like to explore and discover new styles of painting and art. But what I like is, I mean, the art forms that I generally like to do, or if I'm comfortable doing, are painting, like watercolors, or doodling, which is doodling and sketching. That's what I'm more into. But yes, watercolors is also something that I like. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Pranjali is asking, how do you deal with laziness and procrastination?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Um, Dealing with laziness and procrastination, I think firstly, I mean, you have to keep reminding yourself of your goal and why you're doing this in the first place, because otherwise you will keep procrastinating and you will. But I mean, what I did believe in was doing the work the moment I get it. So I would never like delay it, so to say. So if I had an assignment which had a deadline of say 2 weeks after, I'd sit on a Saturday night or I'd sit on a Sunday night and sort of I'd take all of those assignments and complete them at one go, because I felt like I was free for the next 2 weeks to come. So sort of doing everything way before the deadline, because it'll just give you time to do other things as well. And having said all of that, I did take breaks as well. I do feel like just keeping, if you keep pushing yourself continuously, it'll not end up happening for you. So you have to sort of take breaks, just take some rest, probably go out for a walk. I mean, right now you can't because with COVID and everything, but like listen to music, taking breaks does work, but again, it depends on how long your break is. And then there are other techniques as well, like scientific techniques. There's something known as the Pomodoro technique. If you want, you could look into that. There's a 5-minute technique. Where if you don't want to do something, just do it for 5 minutes, and probably you'll get the motivation to do it for the next half an hour or something as well. So, I mean, these are some scientific techniques as well that I tried to incorporate somewhere. Yeah, that's how it worked for me.
Any other question? I think it was very nice of Amrita to have joined us. I personally know Amrita since I think more than 6-7 years now. I have seen her growing up from she was very shy primarily. She was not very talkative. But then when Shaina started shining, she was literally shining. I have seen her on stage. I have seen her. I think she did bit of anchoring also in one of our Dashera programs. She did wonderful dances, and we conducted quizzes. I know, and all these programs we did in our association. She used to be a very active participant and winners and of many competitions. And then she really gave us a very, very pleasant surprise. I would not say surprise, but we knew that she will do pretty well. But she being a topper, she has given us a lot of motivation. We are so proud of her. Okay, and I've seen her paintings. I've seen her whatever she does. I've seen her all exhibitions. So I wish her all the best. I know when she does something great, she will make all of us proud. And we will see. We can connect with her sometime when she kind of settles down in some courses and all. Then she can probably come and tells us. She can probably tell us about career and what did she do. And she did something different because most of the students I had seen were from science background. She's from commerce, and well, she did it, and she has shown us a path now. Okay, and any child who wants to get into a different branch like commerce could probably kind of keep in touch with her, and she's available. I know she is available to at least guide us. Okay, thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. That's a lot of sweet words and appreciation coming my way. I really appreciate all of that. And yes, thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, Mimanshi is asking, do you have siblings? Yes, she has a younger brother.
I have a younger brother. He's studying in class 6th right now. So yes, thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure for me.
Nice talking to you. Nice knowing you. Keep shining.
Thank you.
Love you.
Congratulations, Amrita.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And all the best for future.
Thank you.
Yeah.